live from here?
Yeah, welcome.
Oh,
You
here
know,
we go.
after our ritual in England, here we go. 7 of us back in Dubai. Gargi and I back for our usual live shows, and lots of people. Whether it's Rohit, whether it's Shubha and Ashok, Bharat, everybody back in Dubai. And it's very tense. It's very, very tense. The Indian team practicing at the ICC Academy, the press conference happened. First impressions, this is not simply a cricket game going on. Ashok, you're welcome to join. Why are you standing there? You're absolutely welcome to join, and we'll hold it. You take the
Okay.
first question.
The first question,
This is
no,
not a
no, no.
cricket game.
This is not a cricket game. This has passed the boundaries of just a cricket game. We say cricket is a game of boundaries and sixes and fours, but this is clearly more than just that. This is about geopolitics. This is about the tension that has been brewing for the past few months, especially after the terrorist attacks in Pahalgam. And the thing is, as much as Surya Kumar Yadav in that captain's meet was very relaxed, was very chill, but I know that, and you can tell from the atmosphere that we have here that it's a little grim. It there is pressure here. There is a little bit of tension because at the end of the day, there is a public perception. There is a part of public that does not want this match to even happen. There are a lot of people who are saying that we should boycott this match. That there's so much pressure, so much public outrage on one hand. On the other hand, there is this one side of the public who are saying that no matter what happens, sports ultimately should be something that unifies us, not divides us. So there are two sides to this argument. But at the same time, if we talk about today's atmosphere, so far what I'm feeling is there is a lot of tension here, and I'm sure the players are also feeling it. It's impossible to not feel it at this point.
You've been part of the practice with me with the two of us for the last 3 hours, almost 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Your sense of it, because clearly you've seen the press conference, KG. Maybe that's the word to use. Sitanshu Kotak had no other option but to say that the BCCI and the government have taken a call, and it's our job to kind of follow it, and that's what the players need to do. At the same time, clearly, there was no Gautam Gambhir in the press conference because one understands that Gautam Gambhir could have made a volatile statement, and one appreciates that. You've seen the body language of the Indians, however much they try. Your sense of what you've seen?
I think the two words that I would use to describe what I saw at the practice today, one is intensity. I think given all the geopolitical situation, the focus has to be on the cricket, and I saw the players very intense on the practice. And I think the other thing that I would say is really calm professionalism. Basically, like Sitanshu Kotak said, I mean, once the powers that we have decided that we're going to go ahead with the game, you focus on the cricket. And I think they are trying their best to kind of keep all the stress at bay. Obviously, there is pressure, there is tension. We spoke about it earlier, and that's something that's not going to go away in a hurry. But I think what we saw on the ground today was a lot of intensity, focus on the cricket.
Yeah, and my point is, what else could Sitanshu Kotak say but that we are here to play cricket? The truth is, it is impossible, as Gargi was alluding to this, that impossible to forget what has happened, and you don't need to forget. At the same time, these players are not the extension of that, as in what the Indian Army is capable of. These guys are not an extension of the Indian Army. Anyone who says that is actually sort of making a wrong point. This is ultimately a cricket game which has become far more than a cricket game, but we have to keep that in mind. So my point here is, God forbid India loses, back your team. Because if you do not back your team, you have to understand that these are people, these are human beings who are facing this kind of pressure. If you and I were put in this situation and this level of pressure, we would have found it almost impossible to deal with this. So before you come on us and say, why are you not boycotting it? And the answer is very simple. As sports journalists, we are an extension of the fraternity. The decision has been taken. India is going to play out there. It is our job to stand by the players and back the players. And that's what we are going to do. Whether you like it or not, and by the way, we are not going to tell you, don't boycott. We are not going to tell you, don't need to say. We are not going to tell you, watch. All we are going to tell you is, you take the call, but don't tell anyone else. Don't tell Surya Kumar Yadav he's less of a patriot just because he's playing. He's not. He's as much or greater patriot than anybody out there. So that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Maybe that's the reason why he's out there, because it is his duty to go out there and lead the team at this point, because the pressure is high. You can't say that the pressure is not there. Like you said, if India loses this game, all hell could break loose. That would open up a can of worms. And to lead the team in this point within so much, when there's so much tension, I think that's, you can't say that Surya Kumar Yadav is any less patriotic.
100%. And that applies for any one of us. Anyone who is out here is no less an Indian than compared to anybody who's watching or not watching. That's something that one must say, that anybody who says boycott, if someone is playing, or a broadcaster broadcasting, or somebody writing, or somebody commenting, that doesn't make him or her any less patriotic than somebody who says boycott.
Absolutely. I think, the primary job of us journalists here and the small contingent that's turned up here for the practice is to report back what's happening on the ground, the preparations for the game that's coming up, and to really talk about the cricket. And the question of geopolitics, the question of patriotism is actually completely, redundant from this conversation.
Clearly,
Yeah, but I want to ask you a question. What are your 5 high points from the Sitanshu Kotak press conference? Because I'm sure the viewers would also like to know in detail about what he spoke about. We know what he said about India and Pakistan, but what about the combination? Are they going in with the same 11? Was there a bit of a conversation about that?
yes, good point about the 5 takeaways, and Ashok can come in there, because we were actually discussing about this. You asked me about team combination. I'll be very surprised if there's a change. Sitanshu Kotak made this point about Sanju Samson, that Sanju Samson has not batted anywhere but at the top at number 4, in his career so far. But that doesn't mean that he's not capable of doing it at number 5. And it was a very strong point. Number 1. Number 2 was the point about geopolitics. Number 3, and again, very, very critical. He said, this team, except the top 2 and number 3, we want players who are capable of doing anything and have that versatility and the flexibility to bat anywhere and finish it. Somebody asked him about workload management, and he said, workload management, his exact quote was, I don't understand how you look at workload management, but it's largely relevant, largely applicable to the fast bowlers, not exactly to the batters. If somebody feels that way, he or she can come. And finally, the point that he made about Arshdeep Singh. A lot of questions have been asked about why Arshdeep Singh was not included in the team, and the answer was loud and clear, that it's not about Arshdeep Singh not being good enough. All of the 15 who are playing here are good enough. But the point that he made is, we have taken a look at the conditions, we have taken a look at the pitch, and frankly, we have decided this is the best 11 that we can go with and win this game. And that's what India did. Am I missing something? But that's more or less it, right?
I think that's pretty much covering every aspect of it. I think the point that he made about the squad, the 15-member squad, and the ability for any one of them to kind of fit into it, depending on the ground, depending on the opposition, depending on the conditions, and that flexibility is what they really value.
Two other points I'll kind of make from that press conference. One, there is a definite push on behalf of the coaching staff and the management to keep the atmosphere relaxed.
Yes.
There was a drill that they did. With a water bottle. In England, you and I have seen that happen.
Yeah.
Here it was the water bottle, and they were throwing at the water bottle, and it was funny, because in the middle of this desert, now it's quite nice. I mean, compared to the 40 degrees or 42 degrees when we landed, if you had an egg in front of you and put it in a frying pan, it would make an omelette itself.
Absolutely.
But now it's relatively better. We can stand. At that point, it was very hot, and it was kind of strange that they had a water bottle in that net, and they were trying to throw that water bottle down. And each time somebody hit it, everybody would go up in ruptures. So you're actually talking about hitting a water bottle in the desert in your practice and making a relatively light session out of it. I love that. I love the banter. I love the fun. And then I want to single out 2 people. One, Jasprit Bumrah. Jasprit Bumrah was under bowling, as in he was not bowling full tilt, and yet he was continuously beating the bat. So he was in sync. He was beating the bat. And number 2, Hardik Pandya, who I had a brief chat with, and one could sense he was drenched in sweat. That intensity of Hardik Pandya, and he was still training and diving and taking catches, tells you how strong an athlete this guy is. So absolutely, I mean, the moment he saw me, he came and wished, and we caught up briefly, and all of that happened. But one could understand the intensity of that drill, Ashok. He was drenched. He was diving around. even after that effort, not one ball did he kind of let go. That tells you how focused these guys are.
Absolutely, and just before that, we saw Arshdeep and Harshit Rana also taking some skiers, and we've talked about this on the previous episodes. Given the ground conditions here, how difficult it is to take those skiers. I think the intensity with which they went into it and the kind of effort that they were putting in, absolutely agree. I think what you said about Hardik, yes, we saw him completely drenched in sweat and really giving it his 100%. I think the only other point that I would add to what Borea just said, and I think we just spoke about it, is that I think the spirits of the team look really high. The banter and the bonhomie, actually that bodes well for the team, and I think that's something I didn't expect. I think the team is really enjoying themselves out there even as they practice with intensity.
Somebody said that
yeah.
we are stupid enough to say that the match should happen. Firstly, we are not even relevant here. The decision has been taken by the government of India that the team should come. The decision has then been carried forward by the BCCI and the team has come.
There's a policy. There's a full.
It's a clear policy. And secondly, you have written here that I'm surprised, apart from you guys, no one is saying that the match should happen. There is a 30-member Indian contingent from 25 Indian media houses. Maybe according to you, each one is daft or foolish or stupid to send people out here by spending money. Maybe your understanding of economics and my understanding of economics is different. So I give you the intelligence quotient that you are better off. But as far as I'm concerned, my prudence and my rational judgment tells me I'm doing my job, you can do yours. And how hypocritical of you that you've actually come and you're watching our broadcast and then commenting. So there you are a troll. So I'm labeling you a troll. So might as well disappear rather than making yourself the stupid person that you are.
All right, but that point that you brought up about the practice session being light-hearted, that one drill that you saw, if you notice it, like you said, the management tries to push these sort of fun activities in the practice session, or tries to inculcate these fun activities, especially when either the chips are low or the tension is high. Because back after that Headingley loss, you saw that suddenly there was this one extra drill happening ahead of after the warm up, ahead of the full blown net session. So I think it's a great atmosphere. It's great that what the management is doing to sort of calm down the pressure here. But as you can see, the practice session is pretty intense. I think we can turn the camera around and show these guys.
Do you want to do that because of the 10-minute drill? Though Maulin was
be 10 minutes.
Yeah, he was kind enough to say you can do that. Yeah, turn around. I mean, let people see at least a glimpse of it.
If anyone says anything, we
No.
Maulin.
I mean, we'll blame it on Maulin.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll say the Indian media manager said you can. But there you go. Some lusty hits going out of the park, and India has been intense, and 2.5 hours of practice. That's serious stuff.
Absolutely. In fact, a few minutes ago, we had to take evasive action when the ball came over this side. I think it's good to see the kind of effort that they're putting in. I think the effort that they're putting in terms of the sixes that they're hitting out of the nets right now, even as we speak, looks really good.
Someone says show them something from the ground.
Show you guys something from the ground.
Yeah,
So you want
actually, it's so far away. It's
we can't
impossible
zoom on
for you.
StreamYard. Who's this
Yeah.
Santosh Kumar? We can't zoom on StreamYard, but that's where the Indian net's right in front of us. So you can see the Indian nets right in front.
It's
And
so far away that even I can't make out without my glasses what is
no,
happening.
I can tell you that the Indians batted with intensity. Abhishek Sharma batted, Shubman Gill batted. A lot of them batted, played all kinds of shots.
think
One actually
Surya was
was
also
hit straight out of the ground. But
Yeah.
lots of questions. Ashok, you were following Sanju Samson. Somebody is asking, who's this Sachin? Something about Sanju Samson. He looked solid. He looked intense.
Absolutely. That fun activity that they were doing in terms of targeting that water bottle and trying to knock it down. I think what we saw was that he was extremely serious. He was focused on that activity. He put in, I think, 150% into that activity. He looked fit. When he came out, he was completely raring to go. And I think he's really looking forward to this game up on Sunday.
अगेन भाई पीआर संजू क्यों पीआर में स्पेंड करेगा? ऐसे ही खेलने को मिल जाता है उसको, पीआर नहीं करने का है. आप पीआर करो ना, एक फर्म खोल लो एंड जाके एंटी पीआर कर लो. Thanks for responding, team. Welcome. Gill update.
They've been saying PR so much. I feel like now we're missing out.
No, you're part of the PR. We are all part of the PR. Chalo, we are part of the Team India PR from
One
Dubai.
day
No
with
problem.
some other PR, one day with some.
अरे फर्क नहीं
something
पड़ता. But
else.
Gill update
Gill
looked
update?
good.
looked very good. Was batting
Yes,
very good. The
see
kind
that
of
shot,
yeah,
fantastic.
exactly. The sixes that he was hitting, he was very clean hitting from Shubman Gill there. I think he was batting in the middle nets. I think he was batting against the fast bowlers, if I'm not wrong, and some very incredible, precise and clean hitting from Gill.
One question that is interesting: Arshdeep Singh, Johns Benny. R. Johns. Is it R. Johns Benny?
No.
Or it's
I'm not
another
sure.
Johns Benny? Must be.
Not sure.
Somebody's taken Johns Benny, the name.
I,
Arshdeep Singh has a good record against Pakistan. Quality pace has been a great matchup. Do you think he will play on Sunday? My answer is no.
See, I think given the team, the final composition that we saw for the match against UAE, I would be very surprised if they were to disturb that in terms of the way they are looking at it. I think we've spoken enough and more about the conviction that Gautam Gambhir brought into the final 11, into walking the talk and to figure out exactly what's likely to work. I think the team composition is going to remain undisturbed. Having said that, one thing I must point out that Arshdeep was today limbering up in terms of the practice. We saw him really putting in a lot of effort, stretching very actively. And I think while that is true, I don't think the team composition will change.
Team composition change any chance?
I don't think so because Shivam Dubey I think is bowling pretty well. If you notice,
Bharat, is this hairstyle something new?
no. This something I think from Jim Courier. I used to like Jim Courier in the 90s.
On the side?
Yeah.
He would put it on. Yeah, now that side.
I used to like it.
was
I
there.
used to like Jim Courier's style, so that is why I tried it.
So after India wins, you will go and jump into the water here?
No,
Like Jim Courier did in Melbourne?
no.
But you made that point about Jasprit Bumrah to me. Why don't you make that point that even when he was under bowling, not bowling full tilt, he was still beating the bat?
Yeah, I think the main factor about Bumrah is he imparts a lot of backspin. So that is why he's able to bowl a little bit of a fuller length, and from there it kind of kicks off. Many think it is actually hit the deck bowling, but it's more about the fact that he imparts a lot more backspin than others, and that is why I feel he's getting that kind of bounce. But just want to add a point on India's combination. Shivam Dubey, I thought bowled pretty well in the last game. He was snapping his back a lot more. So maybe someone from the management said that you have to really bend your back a lot more. So from that context, I don't think India will make any changes and bring in Arshdeep Singh.
Same question. Changes, you reckon? Any chance Arshdeep Singh?
No, I don't see the change. I do not see. Maybe a Shivam Dubey sitting out. Do you see that happening? No.
No way.
Bowled pretty well.
Other than that,
No. And Sitanshu Kotak in that press conference was clear that Shivam bowls
No,
a
I
couple of
don't see
overs
any.
bats, and I absolutely don't see
I
any
don't
change.
see any changes.
So the whole gang is here. Mr. Juglan, why don't you join as well? Unless you're busy somewhere. Busy ho? Ajay, nahi. Sab ek questions. Come, the full team once. Your takeaways from the practice today.
अरे सर ये मत पूछिए
That was good. That was good.
So tell something about Sanju Samson.
Please.
No. Sanju Samson is the best wicket keeper. Sanju Samson is the number one wicket keeper in the whole world. He should play every game. He should be part of the World Cup squad also. But I think looking at today's practice session, I think it's giving you a hint, kind of a hint that they are not tinkering around as far as the playing 11 is concerned. The batters are doing their bit. Interesting that Rinku Singh, started today as far as, all the batters, and amongst them then Tilak Verma came in, then Abhishek Sharma joined in. But it was interesting to see the way they are giving opportunities. Like in the first day of the practice here on 5th, it was Jitesh Sharma who opened the batting as far as nets are concerned. Then on the second day, it was Tilak Verma. Then on the final day of the session, there were not many. But before that, it was, like I said today, it was Rinku Singh today. So we all know that Jitesh didn't play. Tilak didn't open the innings, but he's facing the new ball. And now today, it was Rinku Singh. So I'm not saying that it is suggesting something, but I don't think that, they have a look, they will have a look as far as the pitch is concerned. And then they will take a final call that whether they want to change the 11 or not, whether they want another pacer into it. There's no dew, as all of you are, are here. And there's no signs of dew. So I think the last call will be taken just after, they have a look at the wicket, and then we'll take.
Rohit's absolutely right. It's what, 7:05 and there's zero dew. There's absolutely no dew whatsoever. I mean, maybe afterwards, if there is dew, we will be able to report back. But at this point in time, perfectly dry, absolutely dry. And yes, I mean, Rohit and Sanju Samson, that love affair will continue. Don't worry. Shubhan, why don't you also join? Come on, come on. Recording what? Come.
lot of money being sent by Jitesh Sharma, as you know.
Yeah, as
people are
PR.
saying.
Yes,
Not
yes.
Subain.
Your only problem is you are not contributing to Rev Sports with that
No,
money. You should.
Today I have booked the apartment in Burj Khalifa with that money.
Not bad. Yeah, give it to me. I'm struggling. Shubhan, your takeaways from the practice.
No, I think normal routine practice session. Everyone looked in a jovial mood when the fielding session especially was happening. The throwing session, which we saw in England as well, pretty jovial. They were having fun, banter as usual. And after that, batting wise, I think Jasprit Bumrah. I think Jasprit Bumrah, the way he bowled for around 20-30 minutes, he bowled full tilt. So good signs, good signs. And with Bumrah, whenever Bumrah bowls full tilt, he looks in very good rhythm. Abhishek Sharma tried to hook him twice but could not clear the fence. So that shows what Jasprit Bumrah and
So
his
the, so
and
the
his quality
question that
is.
everybody was asking, are you saying any changes? No
No,
changes.
no changes, no changes,
No
no changes
changes.
whatsoever.
Okay.
Unfortunate that Arshdeep is missing out, but that's
Yeah,
what it
but
is.
Dubai bowled well.
Against
Better
UAE,
than what? Better than
against
what?
UAE.
Social
At
media,
least
there
captain
are
is
many
back.
speculations that Shubman Gill will be rested from the West Indies Test. He's your
No.
captain, for God's sake.
He's your
He's
captain.
your
ये कब
captain.
से
I
होने
mean,
लग गया?
how on earth and why on earth? No. I mean, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Abhishek Sharma, I can't even read what he's written. India Pakistan match sold out. Reason behind not sold out. Reason behind boycott.
Only the hospitality.
Only the hospitality boxes are remaining, and that too will get sold out. Don't worry. It's not about who goes, who not goes. Ultimately, the Indian team will be out there. Those guys will wear a jersey that will have the words India, and we'll back them. Whether the stadium is empty during COVID, it was. Who cares? We don't.
No.
We will back the team because it's called India. You have a problem, your issue, not mine. We've also got one of our founders here. Join the live. Come on. Come. Don't say no. Come. This is your base. Come. Come. Now that you've put all of us together, what's your take?
Intense practice session. Great to see Rashid Bumrah bowl at full tilt. Hardik's fielding drills, intense diving all over the place. So I think the team looks prim to again give out a bashing to Pakistan. That's what we are all looking forward to. And
There you go. A jingoistic India.
yeah, we love the game, and some of us are supposed to be like that. But a lovely game coming up on Sunday, and intense practice session. Hot, no dew, so that's great. And I don't think the team's going to change. So that's what from my side.
Kargi, a lot of people. Himanshu Yadav, same question for you and Ashok
Let's
both.
walk closer
Yeah,
now.
let's come
Yeah.
closer. Update on Shubman Gill. He asks Shubman Gill update, Buryoda. Whatever you've
what
seen.
update?
Body language, practice, fielding, batting, everything.
Yeah, no, it's pretty, he's always very confident on the field. Today as well, he was hitting some precise, big shot hitting practice today from Shubman Gill. Apart from that, like Shubhayan said, it was pretty routine from every single one. Don't think there was anything special happening apart from that water bottle hitting drill, which was done to keep the spirits high. But apart from that, it was pretty routine. Shubman Gill looked very high in confidence as always, hitting big shots, precise hitting from him. Nothing much to add
Priyanshu
there.
asked, Shubman Gill looked very good to all of us. That's
Yeah.
that's the update.
He always
Priyanshu
does.
saying, if early wicket falls, will Sanju come at 3? Maybe not.
No,
Surya Kumar Yadav.
I think what they have set in terms of Surya coming in at number 3 in the match against UAE, I think that's going to be the template. I think Sitanshu Kotak spoke about it earlier today that Sanju Samson can bat up the order, and I think that flexibility is something that they're looking for. On Shubman Gill, I must say that in the match against UAE, we saw him wading into the balls on the onside and hoisting it over mid wicket for sixes. I think we've seen a lot more of that kind of batting today at the nets as well.
Pomokno Basu, India missed a trick by not batting first. Would have given a great batting practice. Hope Sky, Tilak, and Dubey don't look rusty. They've not had match conditions in this format, so you can actually say that, but don't think so. I mean, having seen the intensity and having seen people, by the way, as we speak, Akshar Patel has just walked into one of the nets to bat. The training is still on. They started sharp 5 o'clock. So it's been about 2 hours and 10 minutes and it's still on. So, but don't think so. Your thoughts on this? On this particular question about Rusty?
No, I don't think so. Look, when you're walking in for a match, you don't think of it as practice. You don't ever think of it as match practice or something like that. Especially when it comes to these batters, they are all professionals. They've been training for a long time. These are not the kind of players that if they don't play for a month or two, that they will lose their spark or something like that. But at the end of the day, a match is a match. You go in with your best strategy, you go in with your best playing 11, and against UAE, they did exactly that. It was, yes, a much weaker side, but does that mean that you will treat it as a different match? No, I don't think so. I think you should still be at the top of your game.
Absolutely, and I would like to
Oops.
see.
There's quite a bit of wind, and that's what
Good
almost
catch from
Gargi, good
Gargi.
catch. I mean, she can audition for the Delhi Gully women's cricket team.
What?
So no, what else do you think? I would have said India women's cricket team. No
No.
way. The Para cricket team in Vivekananda Road.
Yeah.
With Trisha as coach and Sreyashish as batting coach. But Ashok,
Then you need.
your thoughts on what is this? Park going spin heavy, Abrar Sufyan both playing, Haris Rao drop. That's today. Okay, none of us are there for the Pakistan game, so we don't know. So Priyanshu, you may be watching it. We don't know what combination Pakistan has gone with, so no idea. The entire gimmick of boycott was propagated by the government to promote their narrative, and now the same boycott culture has traveled beyond the realms of logic. Shongbit Dotto Bishwash. I don't think so.
I completely disagree. I think what the government has done is to put out a very clearly worded and framed policy on this, and I think that policy is extremely clear in terms of not just this particular match on Sunday, but the way forward. And I think I think at Rev Sports we've been talking about how it's not just a geopolitical issue, it's also about the branding of India when it comes to, and we've got the mic falling down again, and Gargi taking another catch, this time at silly point
This
perhaps.
is because
Gargi is trying to make a solid case of her getting selected by
रोहित
by
यार ये
design.
ऐसा क्यों है?
But
That- this
Boria,
is why it
you must
keeps
be
falling.
surprised with the amount.
हाँ अब नहीं गिरे वही मैंने नहीं खोला तो वैसे ही था
इसीलिए
अरे
देखो
वो
यार,
वैसे ही था यार
देखो यार, रोहित का ये ट्राइपॉड भी संजू
वहाँ भी
सैमसन को
उसने
कैच
शायरी
लेने
कर
के
दी।
लिए किया करके रखा है।
शायरी बता दी उसने।
क्या शायरी था बताओ?
क्या
क्या
बोला
रोहित
अभी?
क्या शायरी था भाई?
मजबूत होगी।
ये शायरी नहीं हुई क्या? शायरी है
Okay, somebody has spent a
मैंने
couple of
नहीं
hundred
किया
rupees
यार।
to say nothing against players but viewers boycott India Park. Instead, watch England South Africa. Timing is the same. BCCI broadcasters, sponsors, they are vultures. They care only about money. I'll give you some advice. Don't spend this $200. Don't watch this show. Don't make yourself a part of this hypocritical story. Save your money. We don't need your money and care two hoots. So don't spend this and stay away. I absolutely firmly believe that you are entitled to your opinion and we respect that. So when you're saying not to, then why are you doing it yourself? Preach. You're preaching something, practice it. Is tomorrow a rest day for India? No.
No.
There is practice.
No, not at all. In fact, there is practice. I think what we are seeing today is a very clinical, well thought through kind of practice session. On the India UAE match, I just wanted to add in one more comment. I think given what we saw in terms of their batting, demolishing that score in 4.3 overs, I think it was a clinical finish, well thought through, and also got their net run rate up just in case in a tournament like this that becomes an issue later on. So I think the team has thought through what they're doing and they are sticking to a plan.
Okay, last few minutes on the show. Gargi, Priyanshu again. Who will do death bowling with Bumrah without Ashdeep? That's a weakness.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's a weakness at this point. I think this playing 11 is the best that you could have come up with, especially considering that you were trying to find a place for Sanju Samson, and you did without compromising. You compromised on his position, yes, but the fact that you fit in both Shubman Gill and Sanju Samson in there, I think this is the best playing 11 that you could have come up with. Death bowling with Jasprit Bumrah.
See, my point is pretty straightforward here. these are conditions which suit spin. Who said you've got to bowl
Yeah,
pace?
exactly.
You've got Hardik Pandya
You've got
who's done
three
that.
spinners in the team.
Plus, you've got Hardik Pandya who's done that 1 million times, right? So Hardik Pandya can come and bowl one over at the deck, the 20th, if he needs to. He can hit the deck, he can do that. Akshar Patel has bowled power play, he's bowled depth. Varun Chakravarti can bowl depth. I absolutely don't find this as a problem. I think India has enough versatility and enough flexibility in that bowling lineup with 6 or 7. Even Abhishek Sharma can come and bowl a couple in the middle overs. So can Shivam Dube. So the options are quite a few. Last couple of questions before we end this particular live, because it's this was our first live, so it's just a taste of what will come your way in the next few days. We will do plenty. Okay. Perfect analysis. Okay. Rest day, we've given you that. There are only 2 situations where Pakistan can win. One where Saim Ayub plays a blinder, Shongbit again, and Pakistan scores 220. Shaheen creates a havoc in his first ball.
That's an interesting one. I think all these are possibilities, and I think when we were talking about the match, a score of 183 or so that we saw in the previous match, we were debating whether that's par score for this particular ground. It's a difficult one to say. Pakistan has always been a tough nut to crack in terms of a team. On their day, they can come in and throw in a surprise. So anything is possible.
Shall we close the show? Because Indian practice will also perhaps... By the way, Shubman Gill is now coming to do some fielding drills. So Shubman Gill, Rinku Singh and T. Dilip. This is fascinating about Shubman Gill. He finishes everything, and even after that, he will then come out and do his fielding. You've seen that in England multiple times. This is his commitment to the game, which I absolutely love about the man. There you go.
Absolutely, and it's not just fielding. I think what we've seen in England so far in all the practice sessions, he will do his fielding drills, he will do his slip catching and short catching, and then he will go ahead and do some sprints. He will take a lap around the ground or something like that. But yeah, he's been looking incredibly confident since that England series, and that's what you want to see from your skipper in the Test format. And then here, of course, as the vice captain, he is still in a leadership role. He needs to still lead the team forward, and perhaps right now what we're looking at in front of us is the next all-format captain.
You indeed are. And at the moment, Hardik Pandya is batting to some real good fast bowling by Arshdeep Singh and some net bowlers. Arshdeep's steaming in now, bowled a couple of good balls, and Hardik Pandya is batting at the nets. And in front of us, Shubman Gill and Rinku Singh training with T. Dilip. I think it's time to end the show. We have done quite a bit, and if there are no further questions, I don't think there are.
No.
No further questions? Okay, so if Indian team confident of batting lineup, no need batting up to 8, should bolster with pacer. Maybe not. They will go in with this particular combination. So we will be back. We will be back our usual time. Watch out for our video tomorrow morning at 10, 12, 3, 5, and then all day, all 3 of us and Shubha and Rohit, Bharat, everybody will join in and read our pieces on our website. But that's our first live since the team landed in Dubai, and Team India's practice match day -2 with 48 hours to go for that India-Pakistan game. Behalf of Gargi, Ashok, myself, to everybody watching, I'll finish off on this note. It's your personal call whether to boycott or not. You want to, we respect that. We don't want to, we'll follow our job and our calling, and that's to report on this match. And that's our calling. Somebody said, I will only understand if I lost a family member. All I will say is every person who died are our family members. That's India. By the way, that's a tremendous catch. That's a tremendous catch from Shubman Gill. I think that's a good note to finish with. Rohit Juglan focusing on that, and at the cost of being labeled PR again. Thank you very much for watching.